Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive. Today we're going to be looking at something a little different.
Intriguing.
Yeah, it's 50 grief journaling prompts. They come from, get this, a Lestallion blog post.
Lestallion.
Yes, like the horse.
Okay, interesting.
I know, and even their journals have all these like horse-themed names.
Right.
But anyway, the prompts themselves,
Yeah.
they're really interesting. And they're organized into all these different categories. Like it kind of guides you through the different, aspects of grief.
I see.
So 50 prompts, that's a lot. Where do we even begin?
Well, it's really smart how they've structured it. It's like a roadmap,
Hmm.
starting with reflecting, and then you move through all those like really raw emotions, and then it eventually leads you toward strength and honoring your loved one, even like personal growth.
Yeah, I like that. So first up is reflecting on memories.
Okay.
And man, some of these are just like so poignant. One asks you to write about your favorite memory with the person you lost.
Yeah.
And it even says like, describe the day in detail
Yeah.
and how it made you feel.
Yeah.
And another one was like, think about a time when they comforted you. What did they say or do that made you feel better?
Right.
I'm already like tearing up a little bit just reading some of these.
Yeah, they're powerful. And that emphasis on detail, I think that's really intentional. Sensory details like sights, sounds, smells, all of that. It's key to actually like bringing those memories to life. It's almost like, time travel, allowing you to kind of re-experience those moments and connect with the past on a deeper level.
Mm.
It's not about erasing the pain, but those positive memories, they
Yeah.
can be like these anchors of joy
I like that.
amidst the sadness.
Yeah, amidst the sadness, exactly. But then it gets a little heavier with the next category. It's called processing emotions.
Right.
And the prompts, they shift. It's about exploring kind of those raw, sometimes difficult feelings.
Yes. This is where it gets, I think, really interesting. We see prompts like, write about your fears related to grief. Like, what are you most afraid of and why? Or another one, describe a time when you actually felt anger related to your loss. What was the source of that anger? And like, how did you manage it? These prompts, they really encourage you to like confront those emotions head on,
Right.
bottling things up. That only prolongs the pain.
For sure.
Journaling gives you that safe space
Yeah.
to acknowledge it, explore it, and ultimately begin processing those feelings.
So it's like giving yourself permission to feel all of it.
Exactly. Even the messy stuff, the uncomfortable
The
stuff.
stuff you don't want to feel.
Yeah. And there's even a prompt in there about
Yeah.
reflecting on your support systems.
Oh, that's a good one.
Remember, you don't have to go through this alone.
Right.
Reaching out to, loved ones, therapists, support groups, that can make a world of difference.
Absolutely. And speaking of finding your footing, the next section is about finding strength. And this, I feel like, is a breath of fresh air after those heavier prompts.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like a reminder that there's resilience that
Yeah.
can come out of grief.
Grief can unearth hidden strengths within us. Like, we discover this resilience that we didn't even know we had.
Wow.
There's a prompt in there. It encourages reflection on this. It says, reflect on a personal strength you've discovered through your grief. How has it helped you cope?
I love that.
Maybe you've realized you're more patient now, or more compassionate,
Oh, yeah.
or even just more determined than you thought.
It's like a hidden superpower.
Yeah.
It emerges when you need it the most.
Exactly.
And I think that ties in beautifully with the next category, honoring your loved one.
Oh, nice.
These prompts are about finding tangible ways to keep their memory alive.
And the key here is personalization. There's no right or wrong way to honor someone.
For sure.
It's about finding what feels meaningful to you. There's a prompt that asks, describe a way you plan to keep their memory alive. What actions or rituals will you incorporate? Ooh, I like that. Yeah. Like, what speaks to you? Exactly. Yeah. I love that.
It could be a charitable act in their name,
Yeah.
a creative project, even just like a small daily ritual that reminds you of them.
Oh, that's nice. I like that a lot.
It's about weaving their presence into the fabric of your life
Yeah.
in a way that feels authentic and resonates with you.
Yeah.
And those small acts, they can be incredibly powerful.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of powerful, the final category is about personal growth.
Okay.
And it focuses on recognizing that, while loss is incredibly painful, it can also spark change and self-discovery.
This section is all about looking ahead, not forgetting, but understanding that growth can come from grief.
Yeah.
One prompt that really stood out to me was, reflect on how your loss has changed your perspective on life. What new insights have you gained?
Right.
It makes you think about how grief can kind of reshape how you see the world.
Oh, yeah.
Like your priorities,
Yeah.
your values.
It's almost like grief cracks you open,
Mm.
and it makes you more vulnerable. But it also opens you up to new possibilities, new ways of being and thinking.
Oh, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And that vulnerability
Yeah.
can be like a catalyst for real growth.
Absolutely. And remember, journaling itself
Yes.
can be a powerful tool for self-reflection and understanding, and that can help you navigate these complex emotions
Right.
and all these changes.
It's such a journey. We've gone from like those cherished memories to, confronting those tougher emotions.
Totally.
And now we're seeing how strength, remembrance, and even personal growth can come out of grief.
It's quite a process.
It is. It's been quite the deep dive. So what are your thoughts?
I'm curious to hear what resonates with our listeners.
Yeah, what's speaking to you?
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? Like, it's fascinating how these prompts can kind of guide us through all the complexities of grief.
Yeah, and I was so drawn to the prompts about like creating rituals and traditions. Yeah, it doesn't have to be these like grand gestures.
Right.
It's the small everyday things that keep someone's memory alive.
I agree. Like those little personal touchstones
Yes.
that connects you back
Yeah.
to the person you've lost.
Totally. Like maybe it's brewing their favorite tea
Yeah.
on a Sunday morning,
Yeah.
or playing a song
Yes.
that reminds you of them,
Yeah.
or even like wearing a piece of their clothing.
Those small acts, they can bring comfort
Yeah.
and keep their memory present.
Yeah, like woven into your life.
Exactly. And it reinforces that grief isn't something you just like get over.
Right.
It's an ongoing journey. And those rituals, they can be like anchors
I like that.
along the way, reminding you of their love
Yeah,
and the impact they had on your life.
that's a good way to put it. Carrying a part of them with you as you move forward.
Yeah. And that ties in so well with the personal growth category.
Yes,
Grief, it's painful,
for sure.
but it can be a catalyst for change. It forces you to like reevaluate what's important, confront your own mortality,
Right.
discover this hidden strength.
It's almost like grief cracks you open, right?
Yeah.
It exposes those raw, vulnerable parts. But within that vulnerability,
Yeah.
there's an incredible opportunity for growth.
Exactly. And journaling can be so valuable during that process.
Yes.
It's that safe space
Yeah.
to explore those emotions,
Yeah.
the shifting perspectives, those aha moments of growth.
No matter how big or small.
Exactly.
It's like having a conversation with yourself.
Yeah.
It's a place to untangle all those thoughts and feelings that are maybe too difficult to process out loud.
It really is.
It's amazing, like these prompts,
Yeah.
they guide you through all these different stages of grief. We've seen how they encourage reflection,
Right.
processing emotions, finding strength, honoring loved ones,
Yeah.
ultimately like embracing personal growth.
It's a journey of self-discovery, unfolding one page at a time.
Oh, I like that a lot.
And, there's no right or wrong way to journal. It's
Yeah.
so personal.
Mm-hmm.
What matters is finding what feels authentic and helpful for you.
Absolutely. Some people, they find solace in like writing every day,
Yeah.
just letting their thoughts flow out onto the page.
Yeah.
Other people might prefer journaling only when specific emotions or memories like surface.
Right.
They use the prompts as kind of springboards
Yeah.
for deeper reflection.
The key is to be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
Give yourself that freedom to explore
Yeah.
your grief in a way that feels right.
Absolutely.
And remember, journaling isn't about like achieving perfection
Right.
or creating this polished piece of writing.
No.
It's about that space, to be honest.
Right.
Raw,
Yeah.
vulnerable with your emotions.
And sometimes like healing can come in unexpected ways. We've talked about finding strength and resilience, but what about those moments of joy? Those like glimpses of light that can kind of peek through
Yeah.
even the darkest clouds of grief.
Those moments are so important. Yeah.
They remind us that even in loss, life continues, and there's
Right.
still beauty to be found.
Totally. It might be a funny memory that pops into your head that makes you smile.
Yeah. Or a shared laugh with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just like noticing the leaves changing color in the fall.
Yes, those little sparks of joy, they're like these precious gifts. Reminding us that even in grief, we can still experience happiness,
Yeah.
connection.
Absolutely. And sometimes those moments of joy, they come from honoring our loved ones.
Oh, yeah.
We find ways to keep their memory alive
Yeah.
in a way that feels positive and uplifting.
Absolutely. It's a way to, like, celebrate their life, carry their spirit forward.
And, it's remarkable how those acts of honoring can also inspire personal growth.
Oh, how so?
Well, when you choose to honor someone,
Yeah.
you often embody their values, their
Yeah.
passions, or their unique spirit.
Yeah.
And in doing so, you might discover, like, new facets of yourself.
New strengths, new ways of engaging with the world that align with their legacy.
Oh, wow. That's such a beautiful thought.
Yeah.
Like, their impact continues to shape who we become.
Exactly. And it's a reminder that even though death might feel like an ending, it can also be a catalyst for new beginnings, for growth, transformation.
It's incredible, like grief. It's so painful.
Yeah.
But it can also, like, harbor the seeds of hope.
Yes. And the journey through grief, it's as unique and varied as, like, the individuals experiencing it.
Right, for sure.
There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Definitely not.
And what brings comfort to one person might look completely different for another.
Absolutely.
These journaling prompts, they're a starting point, a way to engage with all the complex emotions and experiences that come with loss.
It's about finding what resonates with you.
Exactly.
What helps you process your grief in a way that feels like authentic and meaningful. And sometimes those, like, profound insights and moments of healing, they come from just giving yourself that space to feel, to reflect, and to write.
And, one thing that stands out to me about these prompts is the emphasis on self-compassion.
Oh, that's a good one.
They invite you to, like, explore your emotions without judgment, acknowledge the pain, honor your own unique grieving process.
It's like they give you permission to be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
During a time when you might be feeling anything but.
Exactly. And that self-compassion, it's so crucial for navigating all the ups and downs of grief. It allows you to, like, acknowledge your needs, give yourself grace, recognize that healing isn't linear.
So true. We've talked about journaling as a tool for processing those emotions, finding strength. But how can it actually help us move towards, like, healing and peace?
Journaling can be a powerful catalyst for healing in a few ways. First, it provides a safe outlet for expressing your emotions without fear of judgment. Without the need to, like, filter your thoughts.
Yeah, that's important.
That unburdening can be so liberating.
I can imagine.
Especially when you're feeling overwhelmed.
Right.
It's like releasing those pent-up emotions onto the page, just letting them flow.
Right.
And as you write, you might notice patterns in your thoughts and feelings. You might get a deeper understanding of, like, your triggers, coping mechanisms, the ways grief is impacting you. And that self-awareness can be empowering.
Yeah. So it's not just about, like, venting emotions. It's also about gaining clarity and perspective.
Exactly. And as you gain that clarity, you can start to see where you need extra support, whether it's from loved ones or a therapist or a support group.
It can help you communicate your needs, right?
Yes. Journaling can help you articulate and communicate those needs more effectively.
Grief can be so isolating.
It can.
But having a clear understanding of what you need can make it easier to, like, reach out and build that support network.
Absolutely. And as you continue to journal, you might notice shifts in your perspective.
Okay.
You might find moments of gratitude amidst the sadness. Or you might rediscover a sense of purpose and meaning connected to the person you've lost.
It's like those little glimmers of hope, right? That peek through the darkness.
Yeah.
They remind you that healing is possible.
And those glimmers, they often become brighter.
Oh, that's nice.
And more frequent. Journaling lets you document those moments.
Yeah.
Track your progress. See evidence of your resilience.
It's like a testament to your strength.
Yeah.
Your capacity to heal.
And as you revisit those entries, you can draw inspiration from your own journey. Remind yourself that even in the deepest pain, there's hope for a brighter future.
And speaking of a brighter future, these prompts, they touch on the concept of legacy. Like, how do we want to honor the person we've lost?
Yeah.
Not just in our memories, but in how we live our lives.
Such a powerful question.
Yeah.
It's about finding ways to carry their spirit forward, embody their values, make a positive impact on the world in their honor.
It's like weaving their presence into like the fabric of our lives.
Yeah.
In a way that feels authentic and inspiring.
Absolutely.
And as we do that, we might find that our own grief journey becomes this catalyst for positive change. Not just for ourselves, but for the world around us. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, I'm curious, have you ever incorporated a ritual or tradition into your own life to honor someone you've lost?
You know, I have. It might sound a little unconventional, but after my grandmother passed away, I started collecting sea glass.
Oh, wow.
Whenever I walked along the beach. It was something we used to do together, you know, when I was a kid. And she had this, like, incredible knack for finding the most beautiful pieces.
Really?
Yeah. And now whenever I find a piece of sea glass, I think of her, you know, her patience, her gentle spirit, her love for the ocean.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's a small thing, but it brings me a sense of peace and connection to memory.
It's amazing how those little touchstones can hold so much meaning and bring us comfort. And it kind of speaks to that idea that healing isn't about erasing the pain or forgetting the person we've lost. It's about finding ways to integrate their memory into our lives. In a way that feels authentic and meaningful.
Exactly. And these journaling prompts, they offer so many different avenues for exploration. They encourage us to, you know, reflect on the past, process our emotions in the present, and envision a future where healing and growth are possible.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into these 50 grief journaling prompts, what's the key takeaway you hope our listener walks away with?
I think the most important message is that grief is a journey, not a destination. There's no right or wrong way to grieve, and there's no set timeline for healing. Be patient with yourself, honor your own process, and remember that you don't have to go through this alone.
And these prompts, they're just a starting point, right? There's so many other resources out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Like therapy, support groups, books, articles.
Online communities.
All dedicated to helping people, you know, navigate grief.
And if you do choose to explore journaling, remember it's a personal practice. No need to judge yourself or strive for perfection. Just allow yourself the freedom to write. Explore your emotions. Honor your own grief journey.
It's about giving yourself permission to be messy. Vulnerable. To be fully present in your experience. Whatever that may look like.
However that shows up for you.
And as we've seen, journaling can be such a powerful tool.
It is.
For reflection, processing emotions, finding strength.
Honoring loved ones.
Embracing the possibility of growth, even in the face of loss.
So to our listener, wherever you are on your grief journey, know that you are not alone.
Absolutely.
Be gentle with yourself. Seek support when you need it. Allow yourself the time and space to heal. And as you explore these prompts or any other resources that resonate with you, may you find strength within yourself, a deeper connection to those you've lost, and a renewed sense of hope for the future.
That's a beautiful message to end on.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Into the world of grief journaling. Until next time.
Take care.
Take care of yourselves and each other.